Hey you, welcome back. My name is Yubi. I'm your astro-friendly Latina therapist, and this is Tarot My Becoming. I wanted to do something special for the end of 2025, and so I've decided to do a quick what do you need to know, what do you need to clear out type of message for each of the zodiac signs. I'm sure you already know we're coming to the end of the year of the snake, which is transformation. It's about, snakes shed their skin, which is probably why you saw a lot of shit hit the fan, like secrets coming out. I mean, there's just been this continuous purging of anything that's been hidden, anything that's been holding us back, anything that is weighing us down, with the intention of us releasing, because it's also a 9-year. A 9-year is a completion year. It is a year where we're being encouraged to release, to let go of anything that doesn't serve us, whether they're systems, whether they're people in our lives, whether they're experiences or habits that aren't really serving us. Anything that is weighing us down, we are being encouraged to release. 9-year is also the year of refinement. So you probably noticed that you were trying to fine tune any of the projects that you've been working on. Hopefully you didn't start anything. And if you did, that you've been refining it and it's not something that you've been pushing, but more so kind of going with the flow and allowing that, if it is a project, you've been allowing things to just kind of evolve and not hold on to every aspect. But if certain things of that project aren't working, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna let it go. And that's part of the fine-tuning process. It's also a year of closures, right? So relationships coming to an end, jobs coming to an end, experiences coming to an end. And a lot of that is because we are transitioning into a 1-year. And so I'm talking about numerology. Hopefully you know a little bit about numerology. You're going to look it up. If you're wanting more information, I am going to put some more resources on my Skool platform, so you're more than welcome to sign up and have access to that for free. But basically what we're trying to do is clear out anything that can hold us back, so that when we jump into the 1-year, it's a fresh start, it's a new beginning, it's taking whatever it was that you were working on and really allowing it to expand, because you've lightened the load is basically what it is. We are entering into the year of the horse, and that is action, that is movement, whether you're trotting or picking up speed. So depending on where you are in your passion projects, in what you've been creating in your healing journey even, right? A lot of intense experiences happen to a lot of people this past year for that intention of releasing that old self, that old part of you, so that the new you can continue to transform and develop and you can basically enter in this new version of you, right? And so the 1-year is a lot of new beginnings, and I'll do another video on the 1-year in terms of how to start the year 2026. But this one I really wanted to focus, my intention at least, is to identify any final words of advice, anything that needs to get highlighted for you for each of the zodiac signs, where you might need some type of closure, some type of transformation, something to be aware of with this final week. So that's my intention. I'll be doing I'll meditate for each zodiac sign. I'll pull out 3 cards for the overall reading, 3 cards for the advice, if you will, and then I'll pull out a final oracle card from the wisdom of the oracle, which I'll read out to you. So I hope this is helpful, and hopefully you really like it. Press the like button if it made sense. Share it if you think it'll help somebody else. Don't forget to join us on Sunday for Café con Tarot. All right, enjoy. Okay, Capricorn, we're starting off with you because it's Capricorn season. When I was meditating or trying to meditate, I was trying to meditate. Like I was really trying to get into my zone. And the things that popped up for you, okay, how do I explain it? So when I get into my meditative state, I'm able to feel my vibration. Like, I don't know if you all, like, you know, let me know in the comment section if any of you meditate as part of like your routine. Oh, nope, that's not it. Sorry. I am waiting for a call. Decline. I'm part of a birthing team. I'm part of a birthing team. My cousin's about to have a baby, and I'm part of that team. But at the end, so I'm like, I have my phone here because they're due, like they're full term now, so it's like any day now. So I heard it vibrate. I was like, oh wait, is that for me? Okay, so if you meditate, please let me know in the description, in the comment section, like if you experience this, because for me, I'm able to feel my vibration. Like I'm able to like just feel my whole body like rocking and going, like, oh, it just feels so good. With you, it was different. I was feeling it, and so when I meditate, there's a part of my thought process that gets kind of like, it almost feels like it gets pushed, and then I'm shown an image, and then it's only when I bring myself back when I realize, oh, where is this image coming from? That's like that's me coming back to the present moment and then trying to remember that image. Because it's not in my consciousness, if that makes, like, it's not, like, I'm not aware that I'm aware and not aware at the same time. Like, it's just a weird feeling. With you, Capricorn, it took me a bit to get there. So between when I was trying to meditate and then the part where I started feeling my vibration and the shift in the vibration, like it felt heavy, like it felt like it was hard for me to get there. And so between then and the part, I'm getting images of pets, dogs, cats, a rabbit at one point. I'm getting New York. I saw an image of New York. Italians, and everything about Italy, Italians in New York, like it. And then when I was trying to like get back into it, I felt it here. Like I felt fuzziness here and like down my spine almost. So like this area was, it was like I was trying to get into it, but it was heavy. And so I'm trying to figure out what is the message with that. And the only thing I can think of is that pets, well, one, the contrast, right? Pets are always in the state of allowance for the most part, right? They're according to Abraham Hicks, they're always in the state of allowance. In a state of allowance, meaning they're not as complex as us humans, at least not yet, right? So they're always able to allow things to come into play. Pets are also stress relieving, like, you know, taking care of a pet, it's nurturing, it's, you know, for the most part, they're stress relieving, right? You have service animals, like there's just this contrast of like, pets are stress relieving, right? Spending time with your pet, taking a walk with your pet, caring for your pet, it takes you away from whatever you're dealing with. Italians are known, I just finished my Italian class, but they're known to have, like, you know, in Mexico it's a siesta, but like Italians have like a passion for life. They have their something similar to Mexico, where it's like they have like either a long lunch break, right? Everything closes from a certain time to a certain time. So certain parts in like Mexico, Latin America, probably Central America, South America, like there's a closing period, and it's mostly in small towns. From my personal experience, not in the big cities, but in very small towns. Like I remember I would go with my ex to Tecorotlan, and from 1 to 4, like the stores were closed, the shops. So you had to do your shopping before, or after, you wait until after. People would go home and sleep. So there's something about like needing to relax, needing to de-stress, because even when I did get myself to a vibrating point, it felt heavy, like, and I felt it here. So you might be holding on to stress. I don't know. Maybe you need more relaxation. I don't know. But that's the only thing I was able to get out. And after a certain point, I kind of have to call it. In terms of like the meditating part. So Capricorn, for whatever it's worth, whoever it's for, that's what came out. All right, let's get 3 cards. For the overall energy, what are you needing to pay attention to? Wild creation. Allow energy to flow freely rather than trying to force the outcome. Allowing the energy. I am open to surprises. You know, you do get tense. Some people get tense when there's like something unexpected, right? You're like, oh. And I mean, I felt it back here, and like I had to almost even pause a couple times, because I was like, is that me? I'm like, I don't feel stressed. So there you go. Seeing the beauty. Complex patterns align to create great beauty when you see clearly. This card always reminds me of conflict, like how conflict can be transformed into something beautiful. And I think it's just that the visual colors of it, when there's contrasting colors, or like when there's a blending of colors, you know, it's the complexity of it, the challenge of it, turns into beauty. All right, and then shining wisdom. Oh, seeking teachings that support you as you manifest your goals. I learned what I need to know. So knowledge. Something fell. I'm debating whether or not to pick it up, but it was because I flipped, excuse me, my finger. All right, let's get 3 cards for you. So yeah, definitely needing to allow energy to flow. Release control. Capricorn, you're an earth sign. So Capricorn, you need your boss energy too. And so sometimes there is an element of control, power and control that you have to be aware of. Releasing control, allowing the conflict or the complexities to just kind of, like even this, it's like when the colors clash and then it like starts separating, or it starts like giving that final color, right? You know, the image came to mind, you know, on YouTube or on Instagram, that artist that poured, what kind of paint is it? It's a canvas, but they pour like a glossy, gosh, what's the medium? Marble. It's like a marble effect, right? And like how it moves and then it settles. It's like that. Something like that is what came to mind with that one. And then seek teachings that support you as you manifest your goals. So yeah, there's definitely a need for you to release some type of control, some type of tension. Allow the conflict, whatever that is, to just kind of unfold. King of Cups, where you're dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. A need to meditate. A need to tap into your emotions. Or you're dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. 2 more, please. What do Capricorns need to know? There's a need, yeah, there's definitely a need to meditate. If you haven't already meditated, I mean, that totally makes sense, right? In terms of what I was talking about. With the tension, meditation, allowing meditation, and it's, oh, Oh, okay. Ace of Wands and Two of Pentacles. Some people struggle with meditation because it's like, I can't quiet my mind. Don't force it, right? If you're struggling with meditation, I think it's because you have an expectation of what meditation is supposed to be. And if you haven't done the practice of it, you're starting from baseline, which means you're going to get thoughts. Allow those thoughts to come in, recognize it, and then allow it to keep moving forward. I try to imagine it as if they are clouds. Your thoughts are clouds in the sky. And so they're going to come towards you, but then as they come towards you, just acknowledge them and then let them pass. Meditation does not necessarily have to be a blank slate. Like those images, those things that come up for you are meant to come up. But if it causes more stress, then my encouragement to you is to focus on your breathing. One, because you take yourself everywhere you go. And so it's as simple as focusing on how it feels when you breathe in, how it feels when you breathe out. How does it feel when you breathe in? How does it feel when you breathe out? And you do have to be more intentional at the beginning, but that's the practice of it, right? When you practice something new, you just have to get into, it becomes intentional until it becomes automatic. Think about riding a bike. Think about driving a car. You become more intentional, more aware right at the beginning because it's new. And then you get to a point where you're able to drive yourself home and you have no idea how you did it because your mind was on something else. It's that concept, okay? So tap into meditation, tap into your heart, tap into, you could be going through a spiritual awakening because you also got the Ace of Wands. And then their head is like illuminated here. The crown chakra is being illuminated, heart opening. They're meditating. They're tapped into their emotion. They're tapped into spirit. It's the King of Cups. So they're either needing to work on emotional stability during conflicting times. In this particular King of Cups, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of challenge. Usually the King of Cups is emotionally stable in chaos. This guy seems like he's floating on water. There's just something about feeling light. There's something about learning how to be light about things, not to force things. Ace of Wands is your third eye opening. It's also a new idea because it's wand energy. And so you're either being called to be able to meditate, to slow down your mind, to relax your body so that your third eye could open up a little bit more, so that your intuition can you're able to tap into it a little bit more, trust it a little bit more. Like, to trust yourself is a process. I've lived it. Like I had to learn how to trust myself. I can teach it, but it's an individual process. And it starts with quieting your mind, quieting your surroundings. So maybe there's a lot going on. You're needing to distress. Could be through animals. Could be just taking a siesta of some kind, taking a rest, looking at life in a lighter way. Finding out what you're passionate about, and then juggling the spiritual and the material. So there's something you're being asked to quiet your mind. You're being asked maybe entertain some solitude, right? Maybe entertain some quiet time. Each person is going to determine to what degree, right? Some people are able to shut things out, shut people out. Some people can't, right? If you're a parent, right? Kids are constantly tugging at you. And so it could be 5 minutes in the car, in the restroom, 10 minutes right as you get to the grocery store. If you're driving, right before you exit and go into the grocery store, just quiet down the car, put on some meditation music, right? Finding creative ways to tap into source, to find something passionate, something like, this is fire. Like, look, it's like the conflict, right? The conflict, like something you were enlightened. learning how to, this Two of Pentacles is learning how to juggle. And this particular card is learning how to juggle the spiritual and the material. And a lot of that has to do with seeking wisdom, right? How do you do that? If you've never done that before, if spirituality is something that's new to you and you're just learning how to balance that or integrate that into your life, you're going to need help. You're going to need support. You're going to need resources. So take this into consideration as this year is coming to an end. Like, what do you need to release to give yourself more peace of mind? What conflicts do you just need to allow, right? Some conflicts will end up dying out on their own. Have you considered a passion project, right? Maybe this is going to transition into the next year of like, oh, starting something new and then learning how to balance that. Yeah, Capricorn. That's what's standing out for you. Let's get you an oracle card. And if you're not sure like how to do that, check out my Skool platform. Like I'm trying to create a community there of folks to support one another through this journey. Integrating the spiritual into your day-to-day life doesn't necessarily have to be meditation. It could just be spending time with your pet. Like that's spirit. Everything you do is spiritual. It's just how you look at it. And really, if you think about it, from my personal experience, spirituality is the things that you do, the things that you say, that free flow, that feel in alignment with you, that feel easy as you like it's something that you're not having to struggle with. So it doesn't have to be meditation, although it's a great place to start if there's chaos around you, like just quiet your mind. For some people, what that looks like is different. I couldn't completely quiet my mind. I use meditation music. Check out the Skool platform. I am gonna, this next year, my intention is to put out like free content, free, like beginning how-to videos, right? For the, and I won't know what y'all need until you post something. So let me know in the comment section or specifically in the Skool platform so that I know what content, what are you needing help with? All right. Let's get an oracle card to close this off for you, Capricorn. Ending 2025 with a bang. Let's see. Oh, we got 2 cards. Regeneration and then Thinker. 46 and 44. This is definitely death and rebirth vibes. And then thinking another way of ¿cómo se llama? Meditation. All right. 46. 173. Rebirth. Second chances, new opportunities. Second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or a loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful, growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. And then you have the Thinker, which is 44. Strategy, being analytical and logical. The ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct, for in this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple and you will win the game of life you're playing right now. This reminds me of just allow the energy to flow, right? Like, don't overthink it. Don't overstress yourself. Don't overcomplicate something, right? Whatever conflict is there, just allow things to unfold. And things will go smoother for you. Capricorn. that's for you. All right, Taurus. Welcome. For you, what stood out when I was meditating, the first scene was that movie, A Winter's Tale. And the word disoriented came out for me. The part where he's disoriented, where he's in transition from the old life into the present life. If you haven't seen that movie, it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites during this time of year. But that's what stood out, like the intensity of the past life, the intensity of the past life, the transition where it's disoriented, trying to come into the present life. Like that's the part that stood out. And then I got shifted into a topo, a groundhog. I think it's a groundhog. But it was so funny the way I was shown, like I was jumped in, like I was the topo. Like I'm seeing the grass, I'm seeing the hole, and there's the topo, and I'm like jumping in. But the feeling, yes, I was jumping in, but I feel like it was more of like the topo is needing to come out, the groundhog. And I think it's, I don't know when groundhog season is, right? But it almost felt like they need to come out of hiding. Like the topo needed to come, the groundhog needed to come out of hiding, was the feeling really with the groundhog. What was the next scene? It had to do with what was it? It was the topo, and there was like this, like the topo, and I'm seeing the underground tunnels, and this feeling of like the topo is needing to come out, the topo is needing to, the groundhog is needing to come out. But then the other scene was something about like, it was symbolic, like it wasn't a scene itself, it was very symbolic. It was very like gosh, what was it? Something about like not letting someone take all of it, what was it? It was like not making it seem like they know it all, or not making it seem like it was they had to do it all themselves, something like that, like something where it's like the responsibility, something about responsibility, something about like not allowing the responsibility, not allowing someone to take on all the responsibility, something like that. It was something like that. And it it was just so symbolic, like it was just so symbolic. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just the feeling was they're not going to take the whole responsibility, or they shouldn't take all the responsibility, or only part of the responsibility, something like that. So about responsibility, which makes sense, right? Taurus, you're also a Earth sign, right? It's all about the workhorse, right? And so sometimes to an extreme, you can take on a lot of responsibility. You may be going into hiding or needing to come out of hiding with the topo, right? With the groundhog, like groundhogs are the same as topos, right? Like I'm thinking a topo is small, but groundhog seems bigger. Topo in English, what is it? A topo is a mole, not a groundhog. It's a mole. So the mole needs to come out of hiding. Okay, like the word came out in Spanish. A topo, a mole. Okay. I wonder, a mole in English is often also like someone who's hiding information. Well, there's something about a past life. No, I think that was associated with the first one. But a mole is also associated with someone who's like in hiding, right? In hiding, being secretive, needing, right? And the feeling I said was like it needed to come out of hiding, right? It needed to come out of the hole. So it's like the truth is either needing to come out, or like you have to kind of make yourself known, right? The mole is like hidden, right? Like they're not wanting to be seen, but there's almost this feeling like you need to be seen. I'm glad I looked it up because I'm over here. Groundhog? Is it groundhog? But I'm like, no, it's a topo. A mole. All right, Taurus. What 3 cards are for you? All right, you have clear passage. You have many choices to make to move closer to your desires. This one always gives me cycles, like cycles, right? Either clearing out like the past life stuff, right? Beacon of truth, pause and tune into your inner guidance before taking action. This one also, I choose what's right. So making a choice, but that one always makes me feel like the light is, there's chaos all around. Like the light is in the chaos. So needing to come out with, for me, that card always feels like needing to come out of the chaos. Ooh, this one's pretty. Real connection. Honor your divine essence and seek support from community. There you go. Yeah, like it's almost like these two, where the light is, how the light is like being reflected. Like here it's in the middle of the storm, and here it feels more clarity because it's like source is finally coming down. Like he's stepping into the light, right? This person is stepping into the light. Look, yeah, look, it's like the light is finally come down. Look, both of these have individuals down here, but then it's like the light is, it's up here, and finally the light is coming down to the individual, stepping into the light. And this is, it feels like past lives or cycles that need to be cleared out, right? Okay, let's do 3 cards. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, check out that movie. It's one of my favorites during this time. A Winter's Tale. A Winter's Tale. Colin something is in it. Colin Farrell? No, Colin something. I don't even know. 3 cards for you, Taurus. 3 cards for you. What do you need to know? Page of Wands. Look at that. A new project, maybe something lighter, something freeing. I wonder if it's like, I wonder if this is because of your connection. Yeah, it is. Ace of Cups, Taurus. With the light coming down, something like even the light is around them, right? The light is around them up here, like the idea came to them and it's heartbeat. So there's something that you've been either creating or like you've been doing some clearing, right? Some clearing of the passage. You've gone through some type of like intense storm, and now the light is coming down on you. The light is shining on you. You're getting ideas. Your heart is opening up. One more, please. So it's almost like you're, yeah, past life soulmate. Maturing. 6 of Cups. I mean, 6 of Cups is usually like a past life soulmate, but this one always feels like maturity. So it's almost like you've gone through some type of storm. You're clearing out. You're in the middle of clearing out. Like, oh, like even this. It's almost backwards. It's almost like this cycle. It's like there's a lot of cycles that needed clearing, but there's almost like you had to go through some type of storm to gain clarity. And this person is just getting clarity, but it's almost like, okay, here I go. So it's almost like you had to do some type of like 360, it feels like, where it's like you had an awareness of stuff that needed clearing, cycles that were repeating. It's almost like you were in it and didn't realize that you were in it with the clear the passage, because the cycles are just going. And then shit hit the fan. The light, there was more clarity once things cleared out, but it's almost like, okay, now that there's clarity, you kind of have to go back through this healing process. So it feels like it's just like this. Right? And through that process, you're going to have some new, a new idea, new passion projects, new heart opening or heart chakra opening, and this healing process that you're either about to start, or, I mean, when you're going through shit hitting the fan, right? When like things are in chaos, that's part of the transformation. So I don't want to say that you haven't been transforming. I feel like you have, but it's like you're just starting it again. Only now it almost feels like it's more, there's more awareness around it. I think that's what it is. I think there's more awareness around this path that you're about to start. And so it's almost like you had to clear out, and or you're probably still clearing out. No, I feel like you've cleared it out, because I feel like this is where you're at right now. Like you're kind of almost ready to start this next year. Like it's almost like you cleared out what you need to clear out to start this healing process, to be able to identify a passion project, to be able to, like, you know, it's you know what that feeling is? It's like a spiritual awakening, or you know, for everybody that's a different process. Like what I've learned is that a lot of people who've had like a spiritual awakening in the past have multiple, meaning there's multiple periods of like being at the bottom and then coming back up, being at the bottom and coming back up. So it's like a cycle that repeats. And so when you get to the bottom, when you hit rock bottom, right, things just automatically, and you release control, things feel lighter. It's like, oh, I have so many ideas I want to do. Like your heart opens up and you're like, where does this lead me to? Where does that lead me to? Right? And it's almost like all of those little moments of clarity, right? Because it's like the sun has come down, or the light or the connection is clearer. There's more clarity. So then there's more clarity of what you're wanting to create passion wise, right? Where your heart is being led to. Like there's no more debris that's covering it up, right? The topo is coming out. But there's still a growth process. So there's something like that where it's like, yeah, you've cleared out a lot of stuff, Taurus. And or you're in the middle of clearing out. And if you haven't cleared it out, then the ask is for you to clear out some shit. Like let go of some of those cycles that you've been caught up in, or a storm that you have not released, that you keep calling to you. Every time you think about something sad or something heavy, you're in essence bringing it back to your present moment. That's you repeating that cycle. If you didn't know, now you know, right? And so you're being asked to clear that out so that lightness can come in, clarity can come in if it hasn't already happened. And that's going to lead you down a new path of like a lighter path. It just feels lighter. It just feels lighter. Even the growth process that you're going to do with that. Yeah. I mean, you might reconnect. Yeah, look, the Fates. This is such a pretty card. This is one of my favorite cards. Let's see what that one says for you. The Fates, 17. This one says, fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. The Serenity Prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. That's what this is, right? So releasing the things that you cannot control, so that you can allow for things to come in for greater clarity of the things that you can control. And that's really your growth process, right? Your healing process, what you choose to do, what you choose to think, what you choose to focus on. All right, Taurus, that's for you. Okay, Virgo. What Virgo for you? When I was meditating, the first scene, if you will, the word blue came to mind. Blue. The word blue came to mind. So either blue, the blue sky. I immediately went to thinking nature, like the water, the sky. Blue is also very relaxing, it's a very healing color. I know in therapy, when I used to do a lot of sand tray with kids, the tray itself that I had, the one that the agency gave me at the time was blue. And I remember them explaining that the color blue is just a very calming color. So there's something about either needing to calm down or blue, like tapping into blue. The next scene was it was a lady in a white dress and she threw a napkin down. But the feeling that got evoked was it's an ending. So there's like an ending. I don't know if it was like, if there's a connection to a relationship, but it just felt like an ending was the feeling. Then it was, what was next? Blue, ending. Oh my gosh, what was the next thing? I don't remember the next one, but I remember the ending was vibration. I was thinking of vibrations. And I don't know if I was still stuck on the blue, trying to make sense of the blue, but then I started seeing, so I took a podcast, I think it was a podcast class. So at City College, for those of you that don't know, City College is free for anyone who lives in San Francisco. And so I've been taking like just classes, fun classes that just kind of like have been leading me to the next thing, which is amazing. So actually I have a certificate in I earned a certificate in web podcasting, like video, something for the web. I don't even remember what it was, but we had to take like a certain number of classes, and it was one thing. So you learned how to like create a YouTube channel, you learned how to do a podcast. So I started a podcast, right? You learn how to, what was the other one? You did a podcast. I forgot what else we had, like a portfolio. We had to do portfolio. And so anyways, I want to say it was in that class. And if it wasn't in that class, it was in another class. I want to say it was, because I remember learning about sound waves. I remember learning about vibration and like sound waves and like hertz and all this stuff. Was it in that class? It was one of those classes. And so I'm being shown the page where I'm seeing the vibration, I'm seeing the hertz, I'm seeing, so something about your vibration. I just learned also today actually that color has everything has a vibration. And so there's something about vibration, there's something about a relationship ending, there's something about blue and the calming effect of it. Virgo, for whatever it's worth, right? All right, let's get 3 cards for you, Virgo. So maybe you're needing to check your vibration, clear out stuff, end stuff to raise your vibration. You have this one, Between Worlds. Work with spirit to heal blocks and uncover deeper truths. When you do the healing process, you shift your vibration. I remember having dreams where there were certain people in Virgo. It happened to be a Virgo in my life. It just came to me. I had a dream about this Virgo from my past, and I remember it felt so energetic though. I remember it feeling so real. I remember him like on me, like latching, like just on me, and he felt so heavy, almost to the point where I couldn't breathe. And I remember rolling him over to my side because he was incredibly heavy. And that was my first awareness on how heaviness has a heavier, like emotional heaviness, because I remember I could feel his fear, his worries. And when I leaned him over to my side, I was like, oh, it's you. Because I've had multiple dreams about him. Oh, it's you, I remember saying. But when I laid him, he went like this. He went like this to me, like almost as if I was really bright to him. And I remember like once I pulled him over to the side, I'm like, oh, I could breathe. And I remember just patting him on his back and asking. I remember thinking like, what's wrong? Why are you, what's that? Like, it's okay. I don't remember much from it. I just remember either patting him on his back and being like, it's okay. What are you worried about? Like, what are you worried about? But it was my first awareness about how emotional, the heavy emotions actually weigh your vibration down. So there's something about that. There's something about needing to lighten your vibration and then healing, right? That's so funny. He's like looking at the light with his eyes closed. 2 more, please. 2 more, please. 2 more for Virgo. So something about your healing to lighten your vibration. Sacred alchemy. Let your mind, body, and spirit harmonize with your intention. There you go. That's so funny because this Virgo, that same Virgo, drew some type of pattern like that once while he was talking to me. That's so funny. I actually still have it. I actually still have that image that he drew. So sacred alchemy, let your mind, body, and spirit harmonize with your intention. I mean, that's alignment, right? I am aligned with spirit, is what it says. Well, there's your ability to harmonize, align easier with the healing work. Lunar magic, connect with natural cycles of the moon to attract what you want. I sync with nature. Like there's blue. I sync with, like it's almost like this part is clearing to connect to the moon, the sky and the moon. I mean, even though it's like just son todas montañas, but it almost feels like it's like challenges, like it's almost like this is getting cleared off to be able to tap into the moon energy, to the light energy. Mira. Look at how it's like this. The opposite. Look at that. The sun and the moon. All right, let's do 3 cards, Virgo. 3 cards. Oh my goodness, am I gonna finish this in time? Yes, I have to. It's Friday, December 26th for me, and I want to post this tomorrow. We'll see. 3 cards for Virgo. 3 cards for Virgo. 3 cards for Virgo. Oh, There it is. Justice, balance, needing to balance things out. That could be the healing blocks. That's also Libra. Maybe you're dealing with the Libra. Ooh, karma. Yes, a lot of clearing. If you are dealing with the Libra, this could be a karmic connection that either needs clearing or it needs... There's something about self-imposed restrictions, because every time I see the devil, it's like self-imposed restrictions. So you're holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back. Either from balance. Oh, 2 cards. Okay. You're holding yourself back. The Hermit and 4 of Wands. You got 4 cards. I don't know if there's something that's imbalanced in your life, not balanced. Or you're dealing with the Libra and there's a karmic connection with this individual. So either you're needing to clear out something that's not balanced, right? Devil is always self-imposed restrictions. That means that these are limitations that you've put on yourself. And we don't realize it sometimes. Sometimes we go and we do what we're supposed to do, thinking that's what we're supposed to do, not realizing that what we're supposed to do is something that someone instilled in us at some point in time and we've just automatically followed. It works until it doesn't work, until it starts holding you back. So either something is off balance, you're needing to clear it out, or there's a karmic connection with a Libra. I'm thinking it's both, but I'm also feeling like there's some type of, you're holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back. This is you, by the way, the Hermit. This is you. Wisdom. Going on your own. You're holding yourself back from needing to go on your own. Look, needing to go on your own, right? This person's on their own. You're holding yourself back from being able to go on your own. Something about your own journey, gain wisdom so that you can achieve a sense of freedom. Four of Wands for me is always stability, because it's 4, the number 4, but this card always gives me the freedom vibes. Like they're just so happy, they're free, there's stability, there's joy. So there's something that is holding you back from or you're needing to do the clearing work, right? You're in between. That's so funny. You're in between. You're in between, and then you have this on one side. You're in between worlds. So it's like you're in between these two things. You're in between balancing out the things that like, and needing to end something, right? Like that dream, right? It was like, you're in between 2 worlds. And even if you think about it, like the water and the sky, right? The two blue things, there's like, it's a mirroring. There's something about mirroring. I just saw it, like the sky, the water. Those are the 2 blue elements, if you will, on Earth. Yeah. You're somewhere in the middle. You're somewhere in the middle between releasing this, working on this, some type of either karmic connection or something that's off balance, or you needing to do still clearing healing work to be able to jump into this, right? To be able to tap into wisdom, to be able to tap into freedom that will come from this wisdom. So it's like you're in between. You're in between these 2. Yeah. Let's get you an oracle card. So you're okay. This came out. We're just going to use that one. That came out. That just kind of slipped out. Exchanging gifts. 27. Exchanging gifts. 24, 25, 26, 27. The law of giving and receiving. Currency, trade-offs, weighing costs and determining value. You're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them. Yet, in order to honor them, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving, which is spirit. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance, which is what we're just talking about. This is not a time of just do. Use your currency wisely. Currency isn't just money, it's resources, it's energy, it's your time, right? That's why the blue came out first, right? I talked about needing to find like that calm, that peace. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. Yeah, I think that's going to be a big part of this next phase, right? In order for you to do and to know what to do, there has to be some type of wisdom. There has to be some type of retreat, some type of peace, to raise your vibration so that what you choose to offer, right, will be more aligned with you, will be more balanced, will not have something that's holding you back. It's like it'll flow, right? Kind of like the natural cycles of there's nothing that holds the moon from coming up and from setting, and the sun coming up and from setting. Like, it's this natural flow, right? So there's something about allowing the flow, removing the blocks. All right. Virgo, that was for you. Aquarius, when I was meditating for you, one of the first things that popped out was a number. The number 3 was highlighted. And so the number 3 is oftentimes associated with partnerships, relationships, friendships, work, collaboration. I'm thinking the 3 in terms of tarot. 3 in numerology. Let's see. But that's what stood out, was like, 3 is also communication. Yeah. And so, but partnerships is what stood out the most. Partnerships, collaborations. And so, I don't know if you've been needing to reflect on what that looks like for you. And or if you haven't done that, like, this is the time to reevaluate what your partnerships have looked like, what your friendships have looked like, whether it's at work, whether it's intimate. But the 3 stood out. So, and immediately I thought friendships and partnerships were collaborations. So there could be a need to reevaluate what that has looked like for you. Then I saw, what was after that? Shoot. What was after that? Oh, no, there was something else. But then there was like the light. On this side specifically, the left side, it almost felt like the light was trying to shine through. It was like, it almost felt like the light bulb was trying to shine, like to brighten up. So there was something about like the light is trying to come through. And there was something else. Oh, I was being shown an apartment. I was being shown an apartment. It's actually my ex's, our old apartment. And what I was being shown was like, he happens to be an Aquarius. It's almost like the habits, like cooking and cleaning. So there was always something about habits. So I don't know if you're needing to reevaluate your habits. And then the last thing, it was so funny because I was shown an aquarium, and again, this deep dive, like a zoomed in, the feeling was zoomed in, and those were the words that came to mind, being zoomed into the pebbles in the water. So it's almost like either having to take a deep dive in the water, zooming into the bottom of the tank. So, I mean, Aquarius, you're the water bearer, right? And so there's something about having to do a deep dive emotionally, get to the core of things, get to the bottom of things. So I was trying to figure out, like, because this is a 9-year, right? It's like the transformation year. But depending on, now it doesn't mean that that's necessarily happening to everybody. It's like a global experience, but individually, everyone's also experiencing something different, right? I actually decided to look at your, like, what's coming up for you, Aquarius, and then it dawned on me. After I was reading, I was like, Dayubs, Pluto is transiting into your house of Aquarius. So wherever you have Aquarius in your chart, there's going to be a transformative process has been starting up. This one, if you're Aquarius rising, it does talk about needing to confront your upbringing. Things from your childhood, things that need to shift and change. So again, a deep dive. What part of your life? It just depends on where you have Aquarius. But that's where, that was what I saw. So let's get 3 cards for you, Aquarius. Answers revealed. Sitting quietly with spirit helps you find the wisdom you need. So meditation, quietness. Spirit speaks in silence is what it says. Sweet harmony. Let go and allow abundance to flow into your life effortlessly. I release expectations. Sounds pretty. It's a harp. And one more, please. Oh, oof, real connection. Honor your divine essence and seek support from community. This one, if you have Taurus, is it Taurus? Taurus or Virgo, one of those had this also, but it almost felt like it was after a clearing. I think it was Taurus. And so it's almost like, look, it's almost like the light is trying to shine through to this person's head, right? The light is trying to come through. And it's still like circling, but not yet there. And then the light is finally coming down. That's funny. Sweet harmony, letting go, abundance. There's definitely a theme about connecting to spirit, whether that's through meditation. I mean, whatever activity gets you into a relaxed state. A relaxed state. That's really what meditation is. For a lot of people, walking is a meditative experience. For other people, dancing could be a meditative experience, especially when it's drumming, associated with drumming because of the vibration. I mean, the harp is being highlighted there, so vibration has been a theme so far. So maybe there's something about your vibration, clearing out your vibration. You're getting the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands is the end of a cycle. A lot of burdens, like they're packing up and leaving. There's been like a lot of work, a lot of heaviness that they're carrying, and it's almost like they're like, okay, it's almost like you need to unpack the baggage. All that, like, that's heaviness right there. 10 of Wands is heaviness. 10 of Wands is burdens. 10 of Wands is like, I mean, another way to look at 10 of Wands is what you've reaped. Carrying, reaping what you've sown. But this one always feels like there's baggage that needs to be cleared. Then you get the star energy, which is, again, trying to get the light to come down, right? It looks like this one. Getting the light to come down. Healing. So the star is usually a card of healing. It's also the card for me that stands for grounding your beliefs, your dreams into reality. And oftentimes you kind of have to go through the healing process to release and allow for that to occur, because when we have blocks, our dreams, you know, don't really, it's harder for your dreams to become a reality. So you have 10 of Wands, the Star, healing right in the center. One more, please. One more. There it is. Yeah. 3 of Swords, healing. And it's 3. There is definitely healing. Healing is being highlighted. Letting go, unpacking baggage, right? It's just kind of what I read. Kind of what I read. You're needing to prepare yourself. There's almost this feeling of like you're needing to prepare yourself to do this. It's almost like this is, yeah, prepare yourself, because this is what's going to come for you. And I think it's like this person is even like, I want to run away from it. I want to run away from all the baggage, but she wants to run away, but there's baggage. So it's like you can't run away when you have baggage. Like it's going to come up. It's going to, the light is going to shine on it. And so be prepared. You're entering a phase of healing for sure. Heartbreak, healing. And I think if you're able to connect to spirit now, this process is going to be a little easier. Let's just say that. It's going to be a little releasing. You just got to release. There's just this feeling of releasing. Release, 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 release. And connect. Release and connect. All right, Aquarius. What is your card? Oh. No place like home. No place like home. 50. Authenticity. Coming home to yourself. Feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. Home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create. A place that is known and can call yours, and you can call yours. This card signals that your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity. Aspects of yourself no one can take away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here in the house of your spirit and spirit. Of your spirit and spirit. So in alignment. So there's definitely something about needing to be aligned. If you've gone through this, then this is the outcome. Is reclaiming your sense of power, reclaiming home within you. Home within you. That reminds me of Capricorn energy. The ability to claim, why Capricorn? In the sense of like, that's why. I have Capricorn in the 4th house of home. One of my tasks was to learn how to find, how to overcome the challenges of having Capricorn in your 4th house. I have a Capricorn moon, which is a very challenging placement. The position of my moon is in a very challenging placement in the 4th house of home. I had to learn how to find home within me. So it kind of seems similar to that card, where it's like having learned how to cultivate alignment within yourself, and that's home. Like when you're connected to spirit, you're home. There's something about home and connecting to spirit, finding peace within yourself, within home. Home is within you. Spirit is within you. So in essence, spirit is home. So either you've done this healing process to end up with that sense of power, or you're going to go through this process for that outcome. So depending on where you are in your healing journey. Aquarius, that's for you. All right, Gemini, for you, what stood out when I was meditating? The first scene or image or symbol, I got the feeling X. So the word X, the letter X, something X. So it could be an X. It could be X marks the spot. There's just, or an X, like no. So there was just this feeling of an X. So it could be one of those three. An X. Then I'm being shown a house. I'm being shown, the feeling was like moving, and being shown a house. So a home or a family, home. It was like the home, the outside of a home, but there was this feeling of like a home, house, moving. But then that movie came up, because the visual aspect of the home reminded me of this movie, Fools Rush In. Fools Rush In was the movie that came to mind because of where the home was, and it was like hot. Like it was really sunny outside. It was really sunny outside. And then the movie Fools Rush In came into mind. I was like, oh, I hadn't thought about that movie in a while. So something about an X, a house, Fools Rush In. And then there was, oh, shoot, what was it? Shoot. All at once. There was another movie that came up. X, the house. Oof, there was something else. There was something else. I don't remember. But then at the end there was IQ. If you remember that old movie, IQ, it was with Meg Ryan, Walter Matthau, something like that. And Walter Matthau is apparently the ¿cómo se llama? Einstein. And the story, it's like a rom-com, if you will. But it's about Meg Ryan is his niece, I think, or I don't think granddaughter, I think niece. And she's like brilliant mathematician. And she's like in this serious relationship with another professor. But she meets this other guy who's like a random schmo. Like he's a mechanic, like the complete opposites. And she has like I think she's just so smart that like like she has a hard time being like silly, has a hard time being, so it's almost like socially awkward. But what stood out was the opposites. Not opposites attract, but almost like opposites complement each other. So there's something about an X, something about home or moving or fools rushing in, or and then IQ. So something about like IQ levels or like differences in, not like someone was more fun than the other one, right? Someone like she was more serious, he was more fun. Like he was more lighthearted, and she was just like had a hard time being lighthearted, but it's like they complemented each other, and in the end, spoiler alert, they end up like falling in love. So she ends up like, yeah, it's such a cute movie if you haven't seen it. So that's what stood out. So Gemini, either you're dealing with an ex or needing to reconsider an ex, or like an ex who feels like home, or an ex that marks the spot of moving, right? Or you know where you're moving, but it's like maybe you're rushing it. Fools rush in, right? Maybe you're rushing it, but it's and maybe this person is like compliments you nicely. I don't know, something like that. Let's see. Rhythm of life. Feel manifestation as a secret dance with the universe. So this could be something that you're manifesting. There's something about growth, the way the universe is doing that cycle thingy. So either cycles or growth, going towards the past. So there's something, I mean, this person is bicycling towards the past. So there's something about maybe someone from the past that you are growing or going to grow with. I move in time with spirit is what it says. True north. It kind of came down upside down. align your decisions with Spirit's guidance to get direction. I know the way to go. So something about North Node, but it was upside down. So, you know, take it as it resonates. Like, are you following your North Node? Are you not following your North Node? So there's something about, look at your birth chart, your North Node. You know, it's funny. Compliments. Twin flames. Going like this. Twin flames. I learned that their North Nodes are sometimes complementary each other. One of their North Nodes are opposite, so it's like they complement each other, which is why they also trigger each other a lot. So, you know, it could have something to do with that. Divine protection. Your angels and spirit guides are on call to assist you always. The universe has your back. So this is definitely divinely guided and protected. So there's something about this past person, right? That you're growing with, something about complementary, right? And it's almost like I wanted to say divine timing. There's something about like divine timing, like there's protection, but there's also something about divine timing. So I'm not saying to go back to this person. I feel like there's going to be the need to slow down because it's divine protection. So remember I said Fool's Russian. There's something about like needing to slow down. Let's see, 3 cards please for Gemini. Ooh, that one came out fast. Page of Swords. You're going to learn something new. Learning something new with this experience. There's something about truth too. Page of Swords. There's something about truth. Something that's needing to be said. Los pajaritos están ahí. The little birdies are right there. So it's like the little birdies are circling around her. But it's almost like they haven't whispered into her ear the truth. Queen of Wands, Leo energy, passionate energy. You could be creating something with this person. You're going to create something with this person. Yeah, you're going to have to release control around it too. Judgment. There's going to be some transformative process, but you're going to have to release control about how this unfolds, about how this not only about how this unfolds, but there's something specific about you. So there's something about the relationship. There's 2 parts. There's something about a relationship that either is coming in divine timing or that's needing protection. I don't know if you're going towards them, if it's an ex, or X marks the spot, like they have information for you. Something about complementary, but this feels also like you're going to learn something new with this person. You're going to create something new that's heart-based, but then you're going to have to release control. So either you're doing this for yourself, like the masculine, if we're entertaining twin flames, then I'm also going to entertain the masculine and feminine within you, right? There's something about you needing to go back, not to an ex, but yes, like there's some learning. There's something about learning something about about this ex. There's something about learning, or you have learned or will learn. And in the divine aspect, it's like you're going to learn something from this person that's going to you're either going to create something with this person, or you're going to create something for yourself. You're going to create something for yourself, and then you have to release control over it. So there's something about releasing control. This almost feels also divinely, like in divine timing, right? Something needs to die in order for it to come back to life. So there's something about the divine aspect of it that's going to fall into place. It's almost like this experience You're going to gain greater awareness and clarity as to why you went through this experience with this person from your past. With this ex. Yeah. So there's something either that's going to unfold or has unfolded and or being brought back around in divine timing, but there's an element of protection. There's an element of releasing control over like expectations over how it's going to unfold, and this need for you to focus on you, on your learning, on your passion projects in this process. Yeah. It's like the attention has to be on you and your learning and your growth. And this connection, I don't know if it's, there's something divine about it. There's something divine about it. Yeah. So again, I don't know if this is something that's going to come around as the year ends, or if this is something that's going to be what to look forward to as the next year comes out. Oh, that's what it was. Was it, who am I? Where am I? Gemini. Was it you or Aquarius? There was another one. Shoot. I just remembered what it was, and it just came to mind, so it could apply to you too. No, it was an earth sign. It was an earth sign. Summer equinox. The summer equinox was the other image, and I didn't remember what it was, but it came up in yours. So there's something about the summer, is it spring equinox? You got two cards. By the Book and Serendipity. Which one? The spring equinox. Spring equinox. There's something about the spring equinox. It was March. Yeah, March 20th. So there's something about the spring equinox next year for you also. But you got Serendipity and By the Book. So Serendipity and By the Book. This one is earth energy. So it makes me feel like slowing down. Let's see, 18. Opportunities aligned, allied with readiness. The awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. You've stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you so very much. I'm going to read the relationship one only because there was a relationship feel to it. Spirit has a plan, and that plan is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey, someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirit presents. I'm going to read the relationship or both. By the Book, 11. Abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family customs, universal laws. The universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. This is a time to learn these laws and conform to them rather than being the rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules, even if they seem to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Open your eyes to those universal laws, and it will be easier to go by the book at this time. The relationship message. Getting along with others entails understanding and respecting who they have become as a result of their environment, culture, and experience. Find the middle ground that allows the relationship to flourish while honoring the individuality of the other person. Play things by the book instead of trying to break the rules or pressure others to conform to the way you want to do them. Your connection will deepen as a result. What came to mind when I saw this card was the Fool's Rush In piece of it in the middle of the meditative part. And I remember thinking the need to slow, like the opposite, right? The need to slow down, to do things by the book, right? By the book is when you meet someone new, you take your time. There's the courting phase, right? Like this old school way of dating, to slow things down. Yeah, that's I remember that's what came to mind when I saw these. Gemini, that's for you. All right, Libra. When I meditated for you, I had to stop because there was just one too many images and I didn't want to forget any. I'm being shown an old diner, and it's familiar to me because this diner is a diner that I once went to where the Grand Canyon was. So there's something about the Grand Canyon, the diner food, right? Grand Canyon, so something grand. And then there was blockage, like a blockage. It was symbolic. It was I don't know how to describe it, but the feeling was blockage. There's a blockage. Then I'm seeing that ride on Disneyland, the ghost, the haunted mansion, but the spirits were popping up. So there was something about the roller coaster, the spirits, something about like blockage of spirit, like either the spirits were popping up though. There was this feeling of like there was light. Was it? Yeah, there was light, but there was so the blockage, the spirits. So the spirits were surprising me, like they were coming up, and then I'm seeing the ride, and then there's like the behind the scenes of the ride and people fixing the ride. So there's it could be the tool, or like the ride was being fixed. So I don't know if that was the blockage, the tool or the avenue to connect to spirit. There's a blockage. So I don't know if it's like the food that you're creating, because a diner or fast food restaurant, oftentimes it's like you're selling food, you're giving food, right? You're nurturing others, and it's grand. So it's like the Grand Canyon, but then the feeling of a blockage, and then the spirits popping up, scaring me. Like, look, if you've been on that ride, the Haunted Mansion, like the spirits pop up. So that's what I was being shown. And then I'm seeing the ride of it and the cemetery. And then I'm seeing the behind the scenes, like, of the ride. And like, the feeling was like, it's getting fixed. And I had to stop it there because I was like, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot that I'm trying to remember. 11/11 right now. So there's something about like a blockage that's getting cleared out, a blockage to your spirit guides, maybe a blockage. I'm assuming it has to do with just like your connection to spirit, right? Your connection to source. Okay, you have trust the process even when your path seems blocked or unclear. Rising above, unfold your vision from murky depths, right? Blockage to clarity. So something is blooming, right? I bloom from within. Keep moving forward, right? Even with this block, you're going to rise above it, right? It was, but I mean, it was getting fixed. One more, please, for Libra. Unfold your vision from murky depths to clarity with grace. I bloom from within. I keep moving forward. So just keep moving forward. There could be a blockage that's coming up, or you may be experiencing a blockage, or something may seem unclear. And sometimes when you doubt yourself, that could be a blockage within itself. Like your own doubt, your own self-doubt could be a blockage, right? Your self-doubt as to how you're navigating this. Illuminated vision, clarity. Imagine your dreams infused with divine light, unfolding with grace. All right, let's see. Libra. Libra, Libra. That's so funny. And it looks like the game, right? The maze. So funny. All right, 3 cards, please. Ooh. Okay, 8 of Pentacles, work. A lot on your plate. Trying to decide what to focus on, what to work on. The cycles, time is passing. You're getting illuminate, you're getting messages. Yeah, 8 of Wands, you're getting messages. Look, it's like the wands are coming in here. So, and it's like the spark. There's something is getting sparked. Something is getting ignited for you, Libra. 8 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, 8, 8, 6 of Cups. Could be a soulmate. Yes. There could be communication from a soulmate. I don't think you see it coming. It's like you're not even focused on the message. It's like the spark is coming, and you're focused on your work. And there's something about growth. There's something about like this spark or this communication, this information is going to help mature you. It's going to help grow you. It could be the blocks itself, right? Yeah, either this connection, a soulmate is going to spark something within you. They're going to communicate something within you, or you're getting in communication, you're getting downloads from spirit, something that's going to ignite you, something that's going to create a spark, that's going to help you develop, that's going to help you mature down this new path, down this, it's almost like this is going to provide that clarity, the clarity that you're needing. Like even this one, like she's not working. She's looking at all the work that she does. So there's going to be some type of like clarity that's going to unblock whatever stuckness in your work you're feeling, and it's going to move you through this maturing phase. Yeah. 8 of Wands, 8, 8, 8. I like 8s because 8 always reminds me of what is it? Infinity. It reminds me of infinity. The infinity sign. One card for Libras. One card for Libras. There it is. Time for a nap. Moon energy, fox energy, like this. Time for a nap. Let's see what it says. 24. Rest, rejuvenation, and renewal. Temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. This is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your lists, and your desires. That could be this, like not knowing what to start, what to work on. Like you have a lot of responsibilities, but it's almost like asking you like, hey, it's time to rest. Nothing. Let's see. What is it saying? Nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overly busy mind can block you from inner wisdom. If you don't step back, take a seat and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. So there's almost like needing to step back, needing to just relax, to rest. And that's when like the downloads will come in, right? That's when the information, and I think this is a new practice for you. I think this is something that over time you're going to develop, is how to balance the rest, how to incorporate the rest in the busyness so that the resting period opens your mind for those downloads. That's what that is. Libra, don't overwork yourself. That's for you. All right, Pisces. Pisces, what came up for you was I was seeing the afterbirth. The afterbirth. So like the placenta. And then it made me think about I'm a part of a birthing team, and my responsibility is once my cousin gives birth, I'm being asked to go and pick up the placenta. Like it has to be done within the hour of when the post-birth, like, so if you don't know, once you give birth and you're done pushing, if you're doing a natural birth, like you're not done pushing, like you still have to push out the afterbirth, which is in essence the placenta. You're pushing out the placenta. So lately there's been this push or this awareness of how important the placenta is in terms of the nutrients that it holds. And so when that came to mind for you, like what I kept thinking about was nourishment, needing nourishment, like you're going through some type of transformation, Pisces, but you're needing nourishment is what was being communicated. Was like you're needing nourishment, but you're needing like post-birth nourishment. So it's almost like, which is weird because like you're the one going through this transformation, but you're needing nourishment from post-birth. So it's almost like you're needing nourishment from someone who's done it before. So from someone, right, who's post-birth, who's already done it, who's already gone through that transformation. So you're needing nourishment for your own process, for your own, whatever transformation you're going through, you're needing nourishment, you're needing information, you're needing guidance. Not guidance per se, but just knowledge. You're needing nourishment. Food is knowledge, it's nutrients. So then there's a scene from Namesake. So it's a lovely movie. I really enjoy it. But there's a scene that's standing out, and in that scene there's one of the children, there's something about like meeting the parents, there's something about being of different cultures, there's something about different cultures, different backgrounds, meeting the parents. So there's something about that. Then marriage, there's something about commitment, there's something about marriage. What was the last one? I don't remember the last one. What was the last one? I don't remember the last one. I don't remember the last one. Hopefully it'll come to me. So let's go 3 cards for you. Oh, almost. 3 cards for you, Pisces. Pisces. 3 cards for you. Guardian armor. Create healthy boundaries and guard against doubt and fear. I hold my sacred space. So having to put healthy boundaries, I don't know if it's with this relationship or Energy flow. Clear pathways in the body for spirit's energy to transform. Okay, pathways in the body, right? It's like clearing pathways in the body. I mean, a birth is oftentimes like clearing out, right? Transformative process. Treasure within, connect to your authentic self and let your genuine heart lead you. So there's something about transformation. There's a mask that's needing to be released. So you're definitely going through some transformative process. There's a need for healthy boundaries. There's a need to allow energy to flow, right, through this transformative process. Releasing blocks, so a healing aspect, and something about connecting to your authentic self. So I don't know if you're not being authentic, or the need to stay true to your own values. Like in that image, right, there was the meeting the parents, being of different cultural values. So there was something, I mean, maybe you're being asked to don't forget your values, don't mask. Like don't forget your values. And it could be like healthy boundaries around that. King of Pentacles. So definitely tapping into resources, finances. Maybe that's something you're really good at, and or you're learning how to become the King of Pentacles. 10 of Wands. Yeah, needing to clear out some shit. I don't know if this is the facade, because there's a mask. Could be the facade that you're the 10 of Pentacles. The need to clear out baggage. That's part of the transformation process. I mean, you're happy. I think you're trying to get happy with your resources, trying to balance out your resources, but there's something about like needing to clear out. You have 10 of Wands, so feeling overburdened. Yeah, the Lovers, look at that. Yeah, there could, like, that connection, right? Maybe there's some type of commitment that you're walking towards, but it's almost like you're carrying baggage into that commitment. I feel like you're carrying baggage into this commitment. I don't know if you're presenting as the Pentacles. Either you're presenting as the King of Pentacles, but there's baggage. There's baggage that's needing clearing out into this connection. Yeah, it's like you present as the king. You're presenting as this king, but you got baggage and you're bringing it into this connection. I mean, you're needing to create healthy boundaries, maybe around this connection, right? If marriage is what you're wanting to do, then there's got to be I hold my sacred space. So there's something about you needing to create some type of space for yourself to do this clearage, this blockage, so that you can enter this connection more authentically, you. So there's something about that, to allow the energy to flow, to allow, yeah. I mean, even the King of Pentacles, this gives me like a ring vibe. So there's something about commitment, but I feel like, I feel like you're taking baggage. I think you're taking baggage into this connection, and I think that's going to, I mean, maybe you're needing to take baggage into this connection, because maybe it's through this connection that your authentic self is going to come out. And that's, yeah. I think this connection is going to highlight the true you. It's going to take off the mask. You're going to go through this. you're going to go through a transformative experience with this connection, for sure. Oh, yeah, look, co-create. Co-create. You're going to create something. Let's see. Creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, manifestation. You may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact, you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet, you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality blend with universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-create it, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. I'm going to read the relationship message just because of what I saw in the Lovers card. Connections of the heart serve to inspire you, opening you up to new ideas you would never have come to on your own. You are looking in a mirror held up by this experience and seeing yourself in an unexpected way. Who is this extraordinary being looking back at you? You are going to be so happy that you kept your heart open. Your love is a unique work of art now and the very embodiment of beauty. Yeah, so this connection is going to open you up. It's going to open you up. It's either going to bring you back to yourself, because it's almost like you have this mask. So you're either not being completely authentic right now, and you will be. This connection is going to open you up. It's going to open you up. Whether it's with this person, the Lover card is also alignment of self. So it could be the light and the dark of you. Like, this connection is going to kind of force you to see your shadow, so that the authenticity and the love is going to be like, whoa, like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. Because in order for you to love someone else, there's got to be an authentic love of all of you, you know? And so depending on whatever mask you're presenting as, this connection is going to shine the light on your shit, so that there's a more unconditional love of self is going to come out of that. And I think that's the transformative process that you're going to have. Yeah. Pisces, that's for you. All right, Cancer. Cancer, when I was meditating for you, I was being shown finances, learning about finances, learning about like, there's like either a spreadsheet or like I was being shown like a panaderia. I was seeing a panaderia and I was thinking finances. I was thinking finances just came up, like learning about your finances or being careful with your finances. Then it was, what was it? Oh my gosh, I don't remember. And then there was, it had to do with your health. It had to do with food. It had to do with, like keeping, like, I saw a gym, but there was something about food also. There was something else. There was something else because I remember thinking, it's like the habits. It's like money, health, food habits. There was one, sleep. I was being shown, going into, sleep. There was something about sleep. So sleep patterns, rest, the importance of rest. So it's like all these habits, almost like money, rest, ¿cómo se llama? Money, right? Food, working out. So there's something about your habits. Something about your habits. Cancer. Something, your habits are being highlighted. Get 3 cards for Cancer. 3 cards for Cancer. 3 cards for Cancer. Oh, there's one. Guardian armor. Create healthy boundaries and guard against doubt and fear. Could be boundaries around your money, how you're spending money, boundaries around the food intake, boundaries around like making, it says I hold my sacred space, so creating space for like working out. Yeah, so guardian armor, so creating healthy boundaries. You know, when you have healthy boundaries, right, then doubt and fear, right, like if you know how much money you're spending or can spend, then you're not worried about like where your money is going and stuff like that. Blessed growth. Oh, I have stuff in my eye. Stay firmly rooted in your intentions and reach for the sky. I nurture my dreams. So there's full moon energy here, Cancer. I mean, you're the full moon. So there's something about growing, learning about this. Illuminated vision. Imagine your dreams infused with divine light, unfolding with grace. So there's something that you're learning about. It's a growing experience. Maybe just managing and creating healthy boundaries with all of these parts of your life. These habits are going to help you grow, are going to help highlight your potential, right? When you balance out your checkbook, when you balance out your health, when you balance out the different aspects of your health. Those were the main things that were highlighted. Then you're going to live longer, right? You're going to have more energy, right? Part of full potential. You're going to have more resources, right? If you learn how to manage your finances. So there's something about being able to reach your full potential and your dreams by learning about healthy boundaries. And these are just aspects of yourself. Boundaries can exist in relationships, but also in the relationship that you're fostering and nurturing for yourself. Let's get 3 cards. 3 cards. 3 cards for Cancer. Three cards. 10 of Wands. Offloading stuff. Baggage. It could be baggage from past relationships, bad habits. Could also be 10 of Wands. Habits that are overwhelming or that have become overwhelming because of the lack of healthy boundaries around them. Maybe there's like credit debt, right? Maybe there's like a lot of, you've gained some weight. Maybe there's not getting enough sleep. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest card in the deck. It's Virgo energy. Maybe you have Earth in your chart, or there's a need to slow down. There's a need to, like, this Knight is walking. So that, and he has Pentacles, right? Like there's a release of Pentacles. Like it's almost like he doesn't know where his Pentacles are going, where his energy is going, where his resources are going, where his finances are going. So there's a need for him to turn around to look. There's 4 of Cups energy. A disappointment, feeling like you don't have any options, but there is an option. Like there's one, if you just turned around, there's like disappointment in love, disappointment in like emotional fulfillment, but there's one if you turn around. It's an opportunity. I don't think you know it's an opportunity. This could be the opportunity, right? Is to learn healthy boundaries, right? Maybe these other experiences, there was a lack of healthy boundaries, and this one is needing, you know, in order for you to see it as an opportunity, there has to be an awareness. Look, like she's even looking at how she's managed her resources. Like she's looking to the past. How have I managed my resources, my time, my love, right? How have I like gotten to this place of feeling overwhelmed with stuff? So there's something about reflecting back, the need for healthy boundaries, and it's almost like you're gaining clarity by reflecting to the past. Like, how did I get here? How did I get here? And that's the first part of growing, is kind of looking at your shit, right? Looking at what you've created. You've created this, like this experience, but up until this point, you have created it. and or co-created with the universe. So there's got to be like some type of accountability in this process. Yeah, milk and honey. Accountability. This is the first step. This is the first step to your abundance. Let's do 51. Milk and honey. The taste of prosperity. Opportunities born of authenticity. Nurturing abundance. Trusting that your needs will be met. You've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. That's you looking at this. Like, once you're able to look at this, be authentic and turn around, right? That's from the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. I'm going to read the prosperity message only because there was like a theme of finances. There is only one authentic you. This version of yourself is Spirit's emissary in the world. When you're in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest and your soul can illuminate your purpose. Illuminated vision. Now is a time when you're seeking your true north. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity, and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. With every choice you make right now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life now. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. You're co-creating it. You're creating this. All right, Cancer, that was for you. All right, Scorpio, for you. I don't know if this makes sense. There was almost like a little bit of a challenge staying open. There was a challenge staying open on a personal note in terms of like tapping in. And then there was like just like I kept thinking about these, there was relationships. It was a theme about relationships, parent-child relationships, intimate partnership relationships, like just relationships was the theme. There was one more and I don't remember what the other one was. Then I'm getting an Iceland scene, or it was just like a lot of snow, but then I remembered where it was from, and it was in Iceland. When I went to Iceland, and it was right next to the geyser. The geyser is the, if you've ever seen the geyser, kind of. so I don't know if it was like a build up, right? We think of a geyser. There's like a build up, and then it shoots up. So I don't know if it's, like, how I mentioned at the beginning, like there was some type of challenge, like blockage maybe, or like just having a hard time going in and tapping in, and then all these relationships. So I don't know. I mean, Scorpio, you're all about death and transformation, right? It's symbolically. And so I don't know if there's a lot of transformation occurring around you, right? In relationships. There's one more, like it was, I forgot what it was. Work? Could be work. But it's just different areas of life. I thought I heard my phone vibrate. And so I don't know if like it's like transformation in all these areas of life around you, where things are like bubbling up and like needing to explode, the geyser. Or if this is within you. There's a lot of stuff happening within you in those different areas of your life. So it's either happening outside of you or within you. And then there's a need to like, I mean, that's all I could get at that point. Like I had to stop trying at that point. I was like, oh, okay, this is that's what's coming up. I'm gonna take it, right? We'll see. We'll see. Inner peace. Cultivate inner calm through meditation or practices. Yeah, so inner peace. So there might be some chaos going on. Let go and have faith. Ooh, this is a new one. Mystic Circle. Connect with ancestral wisdom and have patience on the journey. I am grounded on my path. Ooh, look at this one. That one's new. I haven't seen that one. So there's something mystical. Maybe you're being called to clear out like drama, like relationships, and maybe going on a spiritual path, spiritual journey, finding your inner peace. Maybe there's a calling for you to find your inner peace. What was that one? Steady effort. As you move forward, you'll find resources and rewards await you. I take one step at a time. Yeah, you're being called on a journey. And I don't know if you've taken it. So you're either still in the drama of the chaos around you. You're either you're either still in the chaos, needing inner peace so that you can tap into some type of mystical path. This is giving me North Node vibes. Mystical, some type of mystical path that you're needing to get on if you haven't already gotten on it. And the geyser could also be like shit hitting the fan, right? Like like I'm done with that shit. There's a path that you're needing to get on. There's a spiritual path, a mystical path. So either you're just starting it or you're on the path, depending on, you know, each of you has a different journey starting point. But something like that, like the need for inner peace, the need to start following your mystical path, whether it's ancestral stuff, like what kind of spiritual, what are they called? Not shamans. This feels more like who are they called? The ones that can read like your blueprints. Forget, there's a name for that. There's a name for that. People who can read your blueprint. People, not your birth chart. So for those of you who don't know, there's this new age spirit, like it's a wide world of resources, of tools. These are all tools that you can entertain, right? That can help you on your path, that can help you gain more awareness. I mean, therapy is a tool. It's not the tool, it's a tool, right? You know, psychology, you know, what do they call the psychological quizzes, right? There's so many types of quizzes. There's just an abundance of tools. And so there's also an abundance of paths in the spiritual world. I say it like it's so separate. It's not. Let me rephrase that. I mean, you could be an accountant and be on your spiritual path. Yeah, you can. I just want to put that out there. Like, you're going to be an accountant and you're on your spiritual path. Like, that's what you're here to do. It's what you're aligned to do. It's what you're wanting to create for yourself. And so, you know, when you think of the spiritual world, you're kind of thinking more like this side, right? There's religious, right? There's the middle. People don't tap into either one. And then there's spirituality. Like if you've ever been on why is this coming up? If you've ever been to those spiritual, so apparently it's a thing out here, and I've been to them, and it's a spiritual, like, not a retreat, it's a spiritual fair. They're free for the most part. Like if you sign up early, you're free, and so a lot of people, like, you know, who label this world as like very woo-woo-ish, right? Like, there are extremes to everything. There's extremes to everything. And I remember going once when I first moved out here, and I remember knowing there's a little bit of everything when you go. But it's really like for those who align with the extreme. Personally, I'm somewhere in the middle, where it's like I acknowledge it's like I see it, there's truth behind it because it's people's truth, right? Just like the other extreme of like religion, right? Where people are like, you know, Jesus is the way. Like, yeah, I believe that it is for you. Like, you believe it to be, so it is, right? To that extreme. I find myself somewhere in the middle where I see it both sides, all sides, right? Get it? Is it for me completely? No. For me, I'm just happen to be somewhere in the middle. So, yeah. So when I talk about mysticism and I talk about the spiritual, there are different fields, better choice of words, different fields, different roles, different paths to entertain that world. Mysticism, so just like there's astrology and birth charts, astrology is different than tarot. Astrology is different than, you know, some of the other, like it's just its own body of knowledge. There's a lot of different bodies of knowledge. So anyways, this, because it says ancestral wisdom, there's something about, I forget what they're called, but they go and they look at your blueprint. They look at your ancestral line. I forget what it's called. I'm gonna have to come back to that. Maybe I'll put it in the comment section. But there's something about like, maybe that is something that you're having to like either revisit for yourself to know where you're going, to gain more clarity, or that's something that you're going to become. You're going to tap into that wisdom, and that's going to catapult you onto this journey. And so you're either at the beginning needing to take one step at a time, or you've been on this journey already. Yeah, moving on. Scorpio, 3 cards. King of Cups. That's you. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Needing to meditate, needing to find your inner peace, needing to tap into your crown chakra, your heart chakra. Like just knowing that what you're tapping into, right, is something heart-based. The King of Cups is usually able to balance their emotions in chaos. Justice, excuse me, justice, balance. Needing to balance things out, right? I mentioned at the beginning there was like chaos around you. You could be dealing with a Libra. So there's something about balance, needing to balance stuff out as the year it comes to an end. Yeah, needing to offload baggage. Needing to offload baggage. Needing to balance out aspects of your life. Needing to find balance in the work that you're doing. 10 of Wands is work. Not carry the load. Lighten the load. Especially if you're being called to this journey. Like, look at the difference. Like, it's going on a journey, but carrying all this baggage versus just something lighter. You're gonna get much farther. You're gonna get much farther when you lighten the load. So especially because we're at the 9-year, starting in 1 year, a new beginning. Scorpio, lighten the load a little bit. What do you need to release? Let's get a card. Ooh. Go to the sea. Lighten your load. Oh my goodness. Being in flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. Isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life, when events and conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life. Yeah. I'm going to read this prosperity message. Everything seems to work out when you stop scrambling and allow the sea of opportunities to wash over you and wake you up to your most prosperous potential. To get into that flow, you need to address your beliefs about abundance and money. The true meaning of your personal currency lies in your skills, your talents and abilities, and most important, your core beliefs. Everything flows from your inner world and is reflected in the outer one. When grateful to serve, you align your prosperity consciousness with a higher consciousness. You can expect miracles. Everything you need will come to you easily. That just made more sense. As I was scanning, I was like, oh wait, inner world, outer world, right? Like that whole geyser, like needing to clear shit out so that there's greater alignment. All right, Scorpio, that was for you. Aries, Aries, Aries. I forgot some already. But what stood out, it was all similar. It was all similar in the sense of like what was being highlighted was your Aries energy, your boss energy, your leadership energy. Like the scenes I can remember, it's taking initiative, taking boss energy in intimate relationships. There was boss energy. What was that other one? That's the one I don't remember, but it was still like boss energy, like leadership, confidence. And the last scene was that scene from Erin Brockovich. Specifically, like just that whole movie, but specifically the scene when they're in the the court conference room, and Erin Brockovich is there with the guy, right? The lawyer, the small town lawyer or whatever that she's working with, and then they're with the big shots, like the big lawyer, the big business or whatever, and how like they're almost like belittling her, like making her seem less, like, oh, you wouldn't know, you wouldn't have known like what information to pick up. And that's where like she shows her boss energy, like, tell me what name, what number like you're looking for, whose number are you wanting, right? Because she didn't write it down, like she had everything memorized. So that scene came up. So it's boss energy, confident energy. That's what was in all of the scenes, even the ones where I don't remember. There was something about confidence and boss energy. So Aries, something about tapping into your boss energy, your confidence, your like leadership energy, right? I don't know if it's like to get what you want, to just take the lead in connections, healing lack. Affirm that you have enough, you do enough, you are enough. You have all that you need. You are all that you need. And so I don't know if you're feeling like you don't have the confidence, that you aren't enough, right? Healing lack. So that's why. Evolving process. Know that you will find all the pieces you need as you go along the way. I embrace uncertainty. So you're going, maybe there's concerns about a path that you're trying to take, or that you're needing to take, being nudged to take, to evolve. It could be healing that lack mentality, and it goes back to that confidence, right? Aries, you're naturally, you've learned and or you're learning about your boss energy. You know, maybe you used to have it and now you don't, right? Or maybe you don't know that you have it and you're becoming it, you're evolving in it. Because sometimes that's what happens with our signs, or just, you know, I'm a Gemini sun. Geminis are known to be like the Zodiac, the social butterfly of the Zodiac. I was a silent child when I was born. Like, I camped on the couch with my notebook, with my reading book, with my writing utensil. I was a happy camper, and my mom worried about me until I was 10, divine protection. And she nudged me to make friends. All my childhood friends, all the friends that like stayed with me through the first part of my adulthood were friends that it was because of my mom. These weren't friends that I made on my own. These were friends because of my mom. And so I had to learn how to be social. So I don't know if that's the same thing for you, or at least that's what's coming up for you, Aries. There's some type of lack mindset of like, you don't have enough, you aren't enough, you aren't doing enough. And that's what's catapulting you into some type of healing, evolving process. You're needing knowledge to work through this, and you're divinely protected. So however you choose to navigate this path or this transformative process, the universe has your back, right? You are co-creating with the universe. So if this is something, I mean, you're calling this in. A lack mentality is you calling it in, meaning if you are thinking you don't have enough, if you're thinking you are not enough, if you are thinking you're not doing enough, then you aren't. You're like attracting that. And so it's needing to tap into the Aries energy, that confident part of you, and saying, no, I have enough. I'm doing as much as I can right now. I am enough. Like, it's almost like self-worth. It's your self-worth that is needing healing, Aries, for whoever this is for. Because I don't know if it's like, I don't know if this is specifically for a person, but you're evolving. And it's like you're being called into the unknown, and you got to be okay with not knowing all the answers. You got to be okay with not knowing the path. I mean, Aries, again, there's something about tapping into the traditional, let me look up Aries, traditional like stereotype of Aries. Like, there's something about having to tap into stereotypical Aries. They're known to be bold. They're the pioneers, confident, ambitious, impulsive, right? It's a fire sign. You're a fire sign. You're ruled by Mars. And so there's something about either you forgot that part of you, whoever this is for, needing to tap into that because you're entering a time of like not being sure, and you're attracting lack. But you're protected. You're protected, meaning you can always ask for help. You can always ask for help. And it's recognizing that you have everything that you need. You have everything that you need. Yeah. There has to be a shift in your mindset about abundance and lack. And that's also including people. Like, there's you know, when we say that we miss someone, oftentimes it comes from a place of lack. It comes from a place of, oh, I don't see you. But we're all always interconnected with other people. And that's something that I know I learned how to embody. And so I very rarely miss people. Like, for me, there's just this connection to like knowing that you are where you are. You're exactly where you need to be. Like, all of my loved ones are doing what they're on their path, and there's almost an unconditional acceptance on my part of like, you're doing you, right? Like, I know that you're gonna be okay. I know that people in my life are divinely protected. Like, I don't have a worry. And a lot of people, like, that's so almost like unfathomable. Like, they're like, what how is that that was something that I learned how to heal within me. And it's hard for other people to understand. So there's something about like healing that lack mindset, that lack mentality. Otherwise, you're going to keep attracting it. You're going to keep attracting loss. You're going to keep attracting lack. So I think this is like a process, an evolving process. Like, I feel like it's a mind process. Like there's question marks around this. So there's something about like the mind. You're evolving your mind, or you're needing to evolve how you look at things. And a part of that is questioning. You're questioning the universe, right? And so it creates uncertainty when your belief systems are being challenged, right? Or what you know to be, what you know about life is being rocked. Yeah. There's a need for more balance in your thought process. There's a need for more balance in how you're viewing your life. Lack is off balance. When there's too much lack, right? When there's too much, I don't have, that creates an imbalance. Because then it's like almost like you're having to remember, yeah, look, grief. There's loss, there's regret, missed opportunities, it feels like you're sinking, you're creating this hole. It's almost like it feels like you're making this hole bigger. I feel like this is for someone specific. I feel like this is for someone specific. Yeah. You're needing to balance out this thought process, this perspective that you have on this lack mindset as the year is coming to an end. Yeah, look. Got 2 cards. This is abundance. So this card right here, the 9 of Pentacles. I love this card. I love this card because it means balance. It means knowing how to manage your resources, your time, your energy, your money. The 9 of Pentacles, she knows how much to give to herself and how much to give to others, right? Not overgiving to others, not going above and beyond for others, knowing, you know what, setting limits and boundaries. I can't, I'm doing me. I'm taking care of me. It's about self-nurturance, taking care of oneself, making sure that what you have and what you've created, you're nurturing it, you're being mindful. There's wisdom. Like there's an owl there. There's wisdom in how you're managing your resources, whether it's time, whether it's money, whether it's people, whether it's knowledge. Knowledge is becoming more and more nowadays. Knowledge is the currency nowadays. So there's something about learning. There's something about balancing out. And this is a cycle. These are cycles that keep repeating for you. This lack mindset is a cycle, and it's almost like you're being called to cycle out of something that you've been like, I'm getting this feeling of like over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah. Aries. I feel like this is for someone, like, not like for some of you. I mean, if it resonates, it resonates, right? And if it doesn't, then it's not for you. But yeah, there's a cycle there. Like even this, like there's cycle after cycle after cycle of loss, cycle like missed opportunity, cycle and cycle of like disappointment in relationships. It's like they're like, so you can choose, right? You can choose to stay in this black and white. Even this is like black and white mentality, all or nothing, right? All or nothing mentality, or an abundance. There's different ways of looking at something, right? Being able to cycle out, cycle up. Like this person's looking up, this person's looking up. Even these two, their eyes are closed, right? Or looking down. So there's something about your mindset, black or white thinking, all or nothing, being open to the possibilities. Yeah. Whew. Aries. Didn't expect that one. I didn't expect that one to come out. All right, let's get an oracle card for you. Oh, tick tock, tick tock. Time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. The universe is like, bam, bam. I don't know if you don't have enough time. There's something about time. 30. Timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. When humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future is ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire. So release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. So it's, again, your perspective. It's about your perspective on time. It's about your perspective. Maybe you feel like you've ran out of time. Maybe you feel like there's not enough time, right? Lack. Like you've missed your opportunities. But you're protected. And you know, life, for those who choose to view life as linear, beginning and end and nothing else, so it shall be, right? But I feel like this is challenging you to view time and your life in a different perspective, to view it as never ending, like that, you know, like it's cycles within cycles and cycles. And so it's like whatever you want for you won't be withheld from you if you choose it. It's your choice. It's what you're attracting. Aries, that's for you. Right. Leo. For you, as I was meditating, Hawaii came to mind. Hawaii came to mind, but then immediately that movie, I don't know if you've ever seen it. I think it's called The Descendants with George Clooney. It's an old movie. Old meaning like, you know, like not in the last decade, I don't think. It's an older movie. But so in that movie, what ended up, what was being highlighted for me was the family drama. The family drama, if you're not familiar with that movie, George Clooney, it has like, there's like some land. There's siblings or like distant relatives. They all have a vote about like what's going to happen to this land. They have a time frame of when this land had to like be decided upon in terms of like how it's going to be used. And George Clooney has the final say. Like I think he has the final vote or something like that. But what was highlighted was the drama, the family drama, because then I'm being shown more family drama, like there's just more family drama, like. So I don't know if, I mean, it's the holidays, you could be with family. There's something about like, I don't know if there's division of property. I don't know if there's just family drama that needs to be cleared out. I don't know if there's, cause then I was seeing lineage. I was seeing, like a tree, like, I've done these before. They're the circles and the triangle. What is it called? Yubi. It's a therapeutic assessment tool, and I'm blanking out on the title of it. But it's a family tree almost. Like there's a specific name, and I can't for the life of me remember it. But it's an assessment tool that you do for when you're doing family therapy. And you use it to like track family patterns. That was the other thing that was being highlighted, was family patterns. So trauma, hoarding, for example, like you track family issues, and you kind of see how like once you do this map, this tree map, I forget what it's called, but you're able to pick up on patterns and themes within the family. So there's something about that. I don't know if there's like clearing But then a sun. The word sun came up. So I mean, Leo, you're the sun in the tarot. So it could be like the light, or like the clearing out of like drama, family drama, lineage stuff, for the light, or there's something about lineage and for a child, for a son, something like that, you know, for whatever it's worth. That's what ended up standing out. Oh, I had my eyes closed. I was trying to meditate. Cross of faith, balance effort with trust and intention with surrender. So there's something needing to be balanced out, right? Needing to be balanced out. Sweet harmony. Let go and allow abundance to flow into your life effortlessly. So it's almost like the sun. Look at that. Something about releasing control. Surrendering to the process. Guardian armor. Create healthy boundaries and guard against doubt and fear. So it could be with family members. It could just be with... there's something about balancing something out, whether it's like, maybe it's the family drama, maybe it's work, maybe it's, oh, the kettle the kettle is singing. There's a kettle, there's tea. I don't hear the kettle anymore. I think it was my neighbor's kettle. Yeah, so there's something about like trust issues, something needing to be balanced out, and protection. So creating healthy boundaries, whether it's with the people at home, family members, wherever the imbalance is. Work is starting to come to mind. Work is starting for me personally, because sometimes work can feel like family because you spend so much time there, right? Like my sister has her work mom. She has a work mom. work sister, something like that. It's just so funny, my sister. But yeah, like work for some people also feels like home. So I don't know why that came up too. So there's something about balancing trust, balancing effort, healthy boundaries, the need for healthy boundaries. Yeah. Page of Wands, feeling lighter, right? Feeling lighter. This is giving me this vibe right here. So connecting to source to create some type of lighter experience. I think once you release control, you're going to have a lighter experience. Release expectations is what it says. Yeah, healing. There's a need. What is that sound? Something is a kettle. I'm gonna go check that out in a minute. Page of Cups. So definitely a heartbreak, definitely some type of I need to check that out. Give me a second. Okay, it's just the water. It's just the water pipes. I'm like, oh dang, I've never heard that sound before. Okay, stay focused. Page of Wands, the start. Needing to release expectations. This one says, I release expectations. So needing to release control, needing to release expectations, creating boundaries for yourself so that you can experience something lighter, whether it's with all the drama that's happening around you, right? That's needing to be balanced out, whether it's at home, on the home front, or at work. There's healing that's being called for you to do. And there's something about opening your heart again. But opening your heart in a this goes back to expectations. This one goes back to expectations. This guy here his feet aren't on the ground, right? Oh, when pigs fly. So there's something about like very dreamy. There's something about your heart not being there, your heart too much in the water. Look, even the heart is out in the water. Like, it's like the heart went away. There's something too dreamy. There's something too dreamy. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There's something too dreamy about how you're viewing a situation, how you're viewing relationships, because it's Page of Cups energy, right? So it's like, you know, who you're giving your cup to, so it's how you manage the boundaries and the expectations around the people that you're connecting with. And there's healing work that's needing to be done. There's healing work that's in the middle of this experience. There's healing work that's in the middle of this experience. So it's almost like you're needing to do the healing work so that you can have a lighter, more freeing experience, tapping in, like a project could come out of that when you do healing work. But it's also about healing your heart, healing, like, what's the word? I don't want to say, it's like dreamy, healing expectations, healing something that you can't touch. Like, there's a word, not superficial, but it's like too dreamy, too not tangible enough. They're not something not tangible. So it's the healing work, the boundaries, the balancing effort with trust, right? Like how you, this is also intuition. It's also like, it reminds me of the Two of Swords. You know, she's blindfolded and she's needing to decide what she's gonna chop. Like, there's something about trust. There's something about intuition, tapping into intuition. There's something about releasing control and expectations and creating healthy boundaries around the drama, around the chaos, around people fighting for something, right? Around whether it's relationships, whether it's land, whether it's money, whether it's whatever is being fought over. There's a need for healthy boundaries. There's a need for balance. There's a need of trusting yourself. There's a need of healing how you have viewed a situation or a relationship, so that you can feel more free. This almost feels backwards also. This almost feels backwards, like this was you, naivete maybe, that's not the word. There's something about like how you were looking at a situation, maybe in a very innocent way, thinking like too dreamy, true, like, oh, nothing will ever bad happen, but then it's like, then all the chaos is happening, right? Then the healing. So there's something about like, yeah, like that's the best way I could explain it. Needing to release control, needing to learning how to look at love in a different way, in a less, like when pigs fly, like there's a word and it's gonna drive me crazy. I can't think of that word. Tangible. What's the word? Ungrounded. Like not grounded in reality, not yeah, I know, I'm the word semeba. All right, let's get an oracle card. Oh, almost. Oracle card for you. An oracle card, Leo. Oh, there it is. Peace. Yeah, protecting your peace. Protecting your peace. 23. Freedom from attachment. Radical acceptance. It doesn't get any better than this. A quiet mind, a heart fulfilled, freedom from want, and the soul's satisfaction. The way to peace is through radical acceptance. Everything in your world is exactly as it should be. Harmony is beautiful. Enjoy it. So I'm gonna read the protection one. Now is a time, just because of the guardian armor, because of this one. Now is a time for calmness and well-being in spite of temporary conditions. Even if there are dissonant notes in the music of your life, all that means is that you must go within and fine-tune the extraordinary instrument that you are. Find harmony within yourself and don't look to the outer world to provide certainty. This too shall pass, and once again your life will be filled with beautiful music. Yeah. I was looking at that. I'm like, there's something about protection. I feel like you're protected. I feel like I think you have to remember that amidst the chaos, you're protected. Whatever is needed, like, it's just temporary, and it's the end of the year. So think about that too. It's like the last little bit of the drama needs to get stirred up and spit out. Leo. To start the new year. That's for you, Leo. Hopefully that helped. Okay. I'm gonna try this on. Sag. Yes, I am. Sag. What else is meditating for you? There was okay. The beginning, I missed that first one, but then I started thinking about running, protection, something about protection, running. Running. I was thinking about running, I was thinking about protection, because what I was focusing on was protection from the sun, from getting burned, like wearing long layers, but then also protected against like chafing. If you're a runner, you know, like you get chafing if you're a long distance runner, especially. I run a marathon before, and that was something like that we talked about before, is like how to protect yourself as you're running. And so it's like, even I was seeing like the type of like underwear, shorts or something where it's like it's hugged so that like as you're running your skin doesn't like create chafing. So there's something about protection, there's something about layers of protection. There's some that was being highlighted, and then there was I heard a buzz. I heard a buzzer, like a door buzzer, or like a bzz, bzz, like a and it startled me, and that's what brought me back. I was like, oh, like a door buzzer or a buzzer of some. So like, I don't know if it's like getting stung or like something about protection. Protection, what was being highlighted, Sag. Protection. Sacred alchemy. Let your mind, body, and spirit harmonize with your intention. Stay in alignment with spirit. So learning something new, something about alchemy. Heavenly embrace. You will never lose your way. All paths will lead you back to home. My angels guide me. So you're protected. Any choice that you make will lead you back to source, real connection. Honor your divine essence and seek support from community. I find my spirit tribe. So finding support in community, finding protection in community, finding your way with community, finding alignment with a new community. So something about protection in the sense of like, as you are embracing a new tribe, learning how to be more aligned, even if there's doubt as to what you should do or what not to do, whatever you choose to do, you're exactly where you need to be. And there's something transformative about that. There's something about like book knowledge and faith. So it's both of these are intangible. Both of these are intangible. Having faith, right? The transformative process is very intangible. Like you could just feel it and you experience it. And then some people see it. But the process of it is like, it's an internal process. Sacred alchemy. I mean, sacred alchemy. Alchemy is transformation. These are different types of transformation. It's almost like this transformation that you're going to go through is going to open up the path for connection. For more, like, broad, like, wider connection. Yeah. Like, what you're learning is going to transform you, and it's going to open you up. And I think that's why, like, protection is going to be needed because of how much you're going to open up. 8 of Pentacles. So you've planted seeds. You're working on manifesting seeds. I just saw the 6 of Swords wanting to pop out. Learning something new. Page of Swords. So it's almost like 7 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, a message, 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Look. There's something about knowledge as you're waiting. There's something about maybe a message is coming in, a message from spirit. There's something like you've created something. You're nurturing something. You're waiting for these seeds to come out. Like these are the ones you're going to be like that. Like you know, it's almost like you've been planting seeds and then it's going to start coming out, and then it's just like. Sometimes I associate this card with like frivolous spending, like you don't know what you're spending, like this guy needs to turn around to pay attention to what they're spending. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight of the deck. He's walking, like he's walking, but it also gives me like how you manage your resources. But there's something in this particular experience where it's just like, there's so much that it's like, like the seeds that you've planted are coming out. And then it's like you're stepping into, it's like you're stepping into something new, a new phase of it, right? It's like your ideas are helping you step into something more abundant. Something more abundant, something where you walk and you generate it. You walk, it's knowledge. It's knowledge. Like, look at these two. Like, it's like there's like, you can't, particles coming out of it. Particles are coming out of it. So it's how, it's the transformation. Yeah, it's a transformation. It's the knowledge that you've transformed, and like it's just coming out of you. Like it's the resources, the knowledge, the like, and you're walking like, yeah, I'm just walking with a bunch. There's something like that, and that's open. Like you're gonna find your spirit tribe. Like this is going to attract more people. This is going to attract more abundance. Something is gonna open up for you, Sag. Something is gonna open up for you. Yeah. You're crossing over into another chapter. You're crossing over into another and the thing is you're gonna learn about it. It's like you're not done learning about it because this is a new chapter. This is going to be a new chapter for you. I think 2026 is going to be a new chapter for you in terms of how you're going to learn how to manage all of this abundance. You're going to learn, yeah. That's going to be the internal work for you. That's going to be the internal work. Like you've experienced some type of sacred alchemy, some type of sacred transformation. You're always where you need to go. You're always where you are. You're being guided. Like it's almost like the pajaritos like are whispering to her, like where to go, like use this knowledge this way, like watch your step over here, like you're gonna be guided through this next chapter in your life. I'm smiling because it feels abundant. It feels abundant. Oh, okay. Chop wood, observer. Okay, that one popped out first. Observer and chop wood. So let's look at that. Oh no, it was like this. Yeah, it was like this. 42. Chop wood, being grounded in everyday experience, humility. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it be to let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. I think this is what you've been doing, right? Where you've just kind of been allowing things to occur. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which brings you ever closer to what you seek. So it's almost like you've put something in there, right? You put it in the seeds, you put your attention away and you're learning something else new, right? And then all of a sudden it pops out. And at the same time, you're going to be learning about that. So there's something 49. That's funny. Let's do 49. Perspective, objectivity. Neutral observation from a distance. Most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. I think this has to do with this new tribe. What you're attracting, you're going to have to continue learning about this new community, right? And part of that is stepping back. Part of that is listening. Part of, like, when you're learning about a new community, like, you got to listen to what their needs are. You got to listen to what's happening for them. Yeah, there's something about like what you're creating for this new tribe. Like, you're going to be able to give, but at the same time, you're going to need to also allow and receive. So there's something about like this, you know, receptivity of like receiving knowledge, right? So that you can continue giving. Yeah. That's cool. All right, that's for you.